That was another great song here on Game Time. Student athletes represent their teams, fellow students, teachers, and their school community. Athletes are expected to be individuals who will make a good impression for their school. Please support the student athletes, coaches, referees, and other fans with your cheers and good sportsmanship. Time for more fantastic tunes here on Game Time.
the girls on the block wanna be you. All the boys lining up just to meet you. But I love it that you only see you with me, with me. Ain't nothing about you, baby. I wanna change, girl. You're Miranda Lambert but crazy, and I like you that way. Ain't nothing about you, baby. I wanna change, girl. You're Miranda Lambert crazy, and I like you that way. You get the sunshine in your pocket and a little bit change, girl. You're a little complicated, but I like you that way.
We hope you're having a good time listening to some great music here on Game Time. Student athletes are positive ambassadors for their school and community. We ask that you join these young people in their quest to positively impact those around them. Another game day tune is coming up here on Game Time.
When it's game day for the Tabor College Blue Jays, the soundtrack is Game Time.
The championship music continues here on Game Time. Good sportsmanship is one of the primary purposes of educational athletics. Support our student athletes, and please realize that judgment calls by officials, coaches, and players are made in good faith and should be respected. Spectators can show their support by refraining from derogatory or demeaning comments and cheers. We hope that you will enjoy the game and support the students in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. Another great song is coming up here on Game Time.
It's a powerful combination. The Tabor College Blue Jays and Game Time.
You were made to shine under the sun, 'cause you're at the mountain rain. You're the love song pouring out of this guitar, sweeter than sugar cane. You got my heart wrapped up like it's down in a collar, covered in kudzu line. When the night feels right, I'm gonna come a-calling, and I'm gonna make you mine. You're hallelujah Sunday morning, all I ever need. Underneath this hell moon, I'm gonna make you mine. Yeah, I'm gonna make you slow, dancing by the water. I just wanna hold you tight. I'm in love with the soul, mind and heart, and I'm gonna make you Sunday morning, all I've ever needed.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's baseball game featuring the Sterling Warriors, coached by Dylan Connolly, and your Tabor College Blue Jays, coached by Mark Standiford. If you would now, please stand. We'll now do the starting lineup, beginning with the Sterling Warriors. Leading off, playing right field, number 24, senior Ken Guyland. Number 25, playing shortstop, junior Marcus Montalagno. Number 2, playing catcher, senior Jake Northrup. Number 36, who's playing first base, a senior Miguel Velasquez. Number 29, playing center field, he is a junior, Wesley Galloway. Number 17 will play left field, he's a junior, Matthew McElroy. Number 21 plays third base, a junior, Armando Flores. Number 18 will be the DH, he's a freshman, Andrew Mason. Number 13 will play second base, a junior, Carlos Rivera. Your starting pitcher, number 6, is a sophomore, Chris Isaac. And now your starting lineup for your Tabor College Blue Jays. Leading Leading off, number 4, playing center field. He's the senior, Freddie Walker. Batting in the 2-hole, number 9, playing second base, the junior, Christian Stone. Number 23 will be your first baseman. He's our senior, Cameron Poe. Number 40 will be your DH, a senior, Wyatt Nowak. Number 50, a freshman. He's your starting your shortstop, Drake Gerard. A junior playing third base, number 42, Jason Wallace. Playing second base, a junior, number 22, Ben Van Diest. Number 8 will be your starting catcher. He's the senior, Dominic Vicentine. Number 2 is the senior, playing left field, Jaden Alsop. And your starting pitcher is the senior, number 28, Nathan Aruda. Now would you please stand as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Athletic Conference in Wilmington, Iowa are committed to maintaining the true spirit of competition in athletics. Please do your part by showing respect to every sport leader, athlete, coach, and official involved in today's event. Good luck.
I cannot change. Hit it, keep off in the main. Eminem, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. But it's life I cannot change. Hit it, keep off in the main. Eminem, sweet like candy cane. Drop the top, pop it, let it bang. Drop the top, play hide and seek. Jump inside, jump straight to the lake. You take a sip, feel just how I be. Only way, but no ain't nothing free. Starting battery, been lost, been late. Been busting bills, but still ain't missing change. You in the mouth, soon as you out the chain. She caught the waves, just coming through my brain. Yeah, baby, I just need that. Need your love, I just need it. But it's life I cannot change. Did it hit? Deep off in the main. Eminem, sweet like in the cave. Drop the top it, let it fade.
Welcome to this conference matchup between the Tabor College Blue Jays and the Sterling College Warriors. This is the third game of a three-game series. Blue Jays and Sterling split the first two games. Coming into today, the Blue Jays have an overall record of 28-10. There is the KCAC conference standings. As you see that they are a half a game out of first place behind Oklahoma Wesleyan. Blue Jays receiving votes. Sterling is fifth in the conference. So this should be a good matchup today. They're just going to decide who wins the series on the season. And Nathan Aruda, the Blue Jay ace, is on the bump for Tabor College. Leading off for Sterling is Ben Galland. He's batting .370, has 5 home runs, 26 runs batted in. He gets on base almost half the time he's at the plate. Has a lot of pop for a leadoff hitter. One-0 count. Aruda goes from the windup. Fastball swing and a miss. Aruda on the season has a .338 earned run average. He has a 7-2 win-loss record. He's thrown the most innings on this Blue Jay team. He almost has 54 innings pitched on the season. And another swing and a miss right there by Galland. 1-2 count. The key to the game is really for Aruda to get ahead of these Sterling College hitters. He's done that with the first batter of the game. He's from the windup again. And he has another swing and a miss. 3 straight swing strikes right there for Galland. He goes down. Aruda's first strikeout. In the 53 1/3 innings pitched by Aruda, he has struck out 52 batters, so just right at 9 strikeouts per 9 innings for a senior out of Canada. Marcus Montalongo, the left-handed hitter, is up next for Sterling, the shortstop, batting .312 on the season. 1-0 count. And that one's fouled out of play. We're going to go through the Blue Jays defense real quick. In the infield from left to right, playing third base is Jason Wallace. Shortstop is Drake Gerard. Second base is Christian Stone. And first base is Cameron Pope. Behind the dish is Dominic Vicentine. And of course, pitching for the Blue Jays is Aruda. In the outfield, you have Jay Nalsop in left, Freddie Walker in center, and Ben Van Diest in right. The wind, it will be a factor today, is blowing towards right center and very hard. 2-1 goes the count. And again, we'd like to thank all of our camera crew in the control room. Today it's head by Mike Jamison as that ball is flown into shallow right field. Van Diest has a beat on it. The sun is shining here in Hillsboro. Weather at game time is 80 degrees, very warm. But again, Michael Jamison in the control room along with Joe Baker and Michael Richard. It's going to bring up Jake Northrup for Sterling College. The catcher, batting .266 with 7 bombs on the season. Also leading the team with 30 runs batted in. Pops this one in foul territory. Jason Wallace with the nice stumbling catch in foul territory. That's going to be good enough. 3 up, 3 down. Nathan Aruda takes care of the Warriors in the top of the first. We go to the bottom. On the mound for Sterling College is Chris Isaac. On the season, he has a 3-1 win-loss record, a 425 earned run average. Wearing number 6, Sterling College in their dark blue uniforms. Blue Jays won the first game of the series 13-3 on Saturday, and yesterday lost a heartbreaker, I believe, in 15 innings, 4-6. And we are joined now by the great Blake Stanford. Blake, talk us through the win Saturday. What did the Blue Jays do well?
We really swung the bat well. We got in counts where we got good pitches to hit and were able to grab the baseball and did a lot of damage and capitalizing on their mistakes.
Freddie Walker leading off for the Blue Jays. He's batting .328 with 22 runs batted in as Isaac throws a first pitch strike on the outer half. But Blue Jays really in control from start to finish against Sterling. 13-3 victory, and then yesterday really a heartbreaker in 15 innings as Freddie skies this one to shallow center field. Could be trouble. Right fielder comes in, makes the easy play. Good communication right there for the Warriors. But really yesterday a heartbreaker. So kind of walk us through what happened yesterday.
We got up early, scored 2 early, and then we're kind of just tied neck and neck for a little while. And then we managed to take the lead 4-2, and then Hayden Wheeler came in and let one runner get on, and then unfortunately gave up a home run, tied the game. And then after that, it was kind of a pitcher's duel back and forth between Hayden and then their pitcher, and then Hayden kind of rode it out, and then they brought another guy in, and kind of the same thing. We just couldn't get that clutch hit to score the game-winning run. So.
And as Christian Stone's at the plate, and the count goes quickly to 0-2. But as you said, in the extra innings, both teams struggling to find offense until Sterling came through in the 15th, and Blue Jays ultimately were not able to match. So this is a huge game because Oklahoma Wesleyan they've lost a couple of games. And so this is not only huge to win the season series, but to gain position in the standings.
Yep, huge game. And I think we're going to take this game as a big confidence booster if we can get something going and rolling into this next weekend too as well. So.
And Christian Stone swung at a ball in the dirt, but they are going to call it a foul ball. And the Sterling College coach, Dylan Connolly, in his second season, is going to come out there and protest his angle, but nonetheless, we're going to do the 1-2 count again. Again, Isaac on the mound. He goes from the windup. Breaking pitch in there, fouled up. And right in front of the pitcher's mound, this one's going to be caught up by the third baseman who comes all the way from his position to catch on the first base side of the mound. 2 out quickly here in the bottom of the first inning. What are some keys today? What has Coach Stanford told the team offensively about their approach?
The first 2 games, especially in game 2, a lot of their pitchers kept working away from the righties, down into the lefties, and then mixing in a lot of off-speed and fastball counts. So the focus today in BP was, throwing off-speed pitches, trying to stay on the ball, hit it middle away, and trying to just be productive in the box, not trying to hit a ball 500 feet every at bat or every swing, as opposed to if we got a guy in scoring position, trying to get that guy in and do something for the team rather than yourself.
Camp Hope down 1-2 after he scorches a foul ball in the left field. And this pitcher here, Chris Isaac, for Sterling College, really getting ahead of the Blue Jay hitters. And as you said, really, you don't need to hit the long ball every time. I know it's fun to do that, but Blue Jays really just need to play small ball here to win the third game. What players stuck out individually over this weekend, both the game Saturday and the game yesterday?
From a pitching standpoint, I feel like Hayden Wheeler has stuck out. The past 2 weekends, we've asked him to do a lot of things, and pitching what has been long relief for him. Back-to-back weekends, he's been nails, and it's kind of cool, I guess, personally for him to get that single-game strikeout record yesterday as well, and everything. But
and Cameron Pope takes a walk. Blue Jays have their first base runner here. In the bottom of the first inning, Wyatt Nowak is going to come to the plate. He's the designated hitter today. On the season, he's batting .286 with a home run and 4 RBIs. And really, last weekend, Wyatt saw his batting average take a big bump. He had a solid weekend, hit a home run and a couple of hits as Cameron Pope takes his lead. But he talked about what about some hitters really Saturday or yesterday?
I think everybody as a whole on Saturday, everybody kind of swung the bat well. I wouldn't say anybody stuck out really well. I mean, Cameron Pope obviously had the grand slam at the end of the game, but I felt like as a team we swung the bat very well. We had 12 or 13 hits, I believe.
And so right here in this situation with 2 outs, runner at first, what do you want Wyatt to do? You want him to try to pull it to the opposite field, or you really want to try and to put a charge in one because there are 2 outs? As he hits that one sharply, the third baseman able to let it bounce off his chest, but he's able to corral it and throw it to first base. And at the end of 1, the score is tied at 0. We're going to go to the top of the second. We go to the top of the second inning, and Miguel Velasquez is coming to the plate. He's their cleanup hitter, number 36. 30 RBIs, 5 home runs. His Sterling College lineup has some decent power to it as Aruda goes from his windup. He really had a clean first inning as that ball is skied to right field, but with a short porch, and this one could get out of here. Van Dees to the wall, and it's going to just get over. A home run for Sterling College. It seemed like it was skied, and if it was a normal ballpark, it would have been an easy out. That one just got over the top. And the wind is blowing out to right field, right center to be exact. And Velasquez was able to put that one into the airstream and let it go for his 6th home run of the season. Sterling College scores first here in the second inning. Wesley Galloway, number 29, he has 4 home runs on the season. Batting .308, 28 runs batted in. And this ball is shot to right field. If that's not gone, it's going to be off the wall. And it's going to be back-to-back home runs for Sterling College. Velasquez and then Galloway. And coming into this contest, Sterling College had to hit 34 home runs on the season. Add 2 more, and that's 36. And that ball was not a cheap shot. That ball was rifled to right field, just getting over the fence. And just like that, Sterling College gets on top of the Blue Jay ace, Nathan Aruda, 2-0. 2 solo shots here in the top of the second inning. It's going to bring up Matthew McElroy. Matthew has a couple of bombs on the season. A lot of lefties in this lineup for Sterling College. McElroy showed bunt, did not. The count goes to 1-1. McElroy batting .316 on the season. He is the left fielder for Sterling College. Aruda, a breaking ball outside, misses. And you really want to see him throw some more strikes here. It's been a tough inning for him, giving up 2 solo shots. One of them was not hit all too hard. The other one was definitely not a cheap shot. From the windup 2-1 count, Aruda, swing and a miss in the dirt, runs the count to 2-2. Opponents are hitting .260 against Nathan on the season. Certainly has been one of the better pitchers for the Blue Jays in the last couple of years. Is the veteran in that rotation. From the windup, the 2-2 count. And a breaking ball. Beautiful pitch. Strikes out McElroy for the first out of the inning. You like to see that after giving up a pair of solo shots. A strikeout. And as you see right here, Aruda. Nice breaking pitch in there. Armando Flores, the third baseman, is going to come up next for Sterling College. Batting .320 on the season. He too has a couple of home runs as he skies this one to left center field. Coming on is Jaden Alsop, and Jade is going to catch that one basically in center field. Jaden's the left fielder. Good communication between him and Freddie Walker on that play. Freddie, the elite defensive center fielder for the Blue Jays. As a team, Sterling College is batting .288 compared to the Blue Jays .303. Aruda, with 2 outs now, throws a perfect pitch, fastball right down Broadway. Sterling definitely does have a lot of pop in the bat in their lineup. And that ball is going to be skied. This one is going to be to left center field again, but Freddie Walker going to be able to fly under it, but he's unable to make the routine catch. He fires into second. It's going to be safe. Andrew Mason, the designated hitter, popped it up to Freddie Walker, and maybe it was the sun gleaming in his eyes. There are no clouds out here in Hillsboro today. And the typically sure-handed Freddie Walker unable to corral that play. Now there's going to be a runner at second with 2 out. And Carlos Rivera is going to be up to the plate. He has a couple of home runs on the season. Seems like everybody in this Warrior lineup has at least a couple of home runs. He has 17 runs batted in, batting .260. Aruda now working from the stretch from the first time in the game. 1-0 count to Rivera. Count goes to 2-0. As you see in the background, you see the football team for Tabor practicing. Good camera work by our guys there as Aruda goes from the stretch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Nice pitch after getting behind 2-0. He missed with his fastball a couple of times. Comes there with a breaking pitch and is able to hit the inside part of the plate. And that ball is really dumped into right center field. Van Diest and Walker both coming on. This time Walker able to make the catch in right center field. The damage is done here in the top of the second. 2 solo home runs by Sterling College, and they lead 2-0. We go to the bottom of the second.
Now batting shortstop, Drake Gerard.
Leading off the bottom of the second inning is the freshman out of Texas, Drake Gerard. Drake's batting .291 on the season as Chris Isaac back on the mound after a clean bottom of the first inning. Drake wearing the number 50 for the Blue Jays as Isaac from the windup again as Drake hits this one solidly to center field, but is going to be able to get caught by Wesley Galloway. Galloway hit a solo shot in the previous half inning for the Warriors. Makes a catch. Good stroke there, though, by the freshman Gerard. It's going to bring up Jason Wallace. Jason batting .245, does have 4 home runs. He's always a threat to rope one in the gap or over the fence. Chris Isaac from the windup this time throws it low and away, just misses. Isaac seems to be throwing in the low 80s for Sterling College. He's not the biggest guy on the team, but he definitely is locating his pitches early on, but he does fall behind 2-0 to Wallace. Wallace can really choose his pitch here, and he swings at that one, fouls it off his foot. It's 2-1 count. Jason Wallace, the junior college transfer from California. As you see, he fouled it off that left foot, and he's readjusting his protective wear down there. Isaac from the windup. And Wallace absolutely fires that one, but foul. Absolutely shot out of a cannon. Jake Jones, the third base coach, had to jump out of the way to avoid getting hit by that. Would not have been a... Oh, that ball is shot to deep left center field. It's going to get down in the gap off the base of the wall. Jason Wallace, he's chugging into second base, and he's going to stand there with a stand-up double. And that just shows the power of Wallace. He did not hit that one cleanly. He lunged and he hit it, and he just drove it into the left center field gap and hit it off the base of the wall. I believe it was a breaking pitch from Isaac over the outside part of the plate, which is why Wallace was lunging a little bit, but he was able to stroke it into left center field. So the Blue Jays have their first hit of the ball game. Second base runner Cameron Pope walked in the first inning. Ben Van Diest, you see his statistics there. He's having a solid first season in a Blue Jay uniform. 7 home runs. And he bats from the left side. Isaac throwing a breaking pitch in there. Gets it. Oh, gets ahead of Van Diest, 0-1. Blue Jays really just need a hit here just to chip at that lead. Van Diest, he hits it right back where it came from. And Wallace, he's going to be waved in by the third base coach, Jake Jones. Galloway kind of stumbled as he tried to pick it up in center field. And Jason Wallace is able to score on the Ben Van Diest single. It's going to be Van Diest's 27th run batted in on the season. Blue Jays cut the lead in half, 2-1. Dominic Vicentine, the Blue Jay veteran catcher, coming to the plate, batting .257. 5 long balls for the Oakley, California native. Van Diest, and he's running, popped out of play or at the first base dugout. And I apologize for that loud. The ball was fouled off right off our microphone, so if you heard a spike in the volume there, that was because the foul ball literally landed a foot away on top of the dugout from our microphone that is located just outside of the Allen and Jennifer Vokes upper deck in the Pinner Clubhouse. Van Diest, always a threat to steal outside of Freddie Walker. He's second on the team in stolen bases, as Vicentine takes this one low for a ball. Van Diest has 25 stolen bases, and he doesn't get as much acclaim as Freddie Walker does, and Freddie has 29, and Van Diest is silently sitting right behind him in stolen bases. He wanted to grab another one earlier, but Dom fouled it off. He bunched this one beautifully down the third baseline, and he's going to be able to beat it out at first base. That's the second time this season, at least, that Dom has done that. Blue Jays have runners at first and second now with one out. There's going to be a courtesy runner now for Vicentine, which I don't know if he needs a courtesy runner. He's pretty fast himself. Showed off some wheels there. Will Clark will be the courtesy runner for him. Will, the senior out of Wichita, Kansas, Jay Nalsop, is coming to the plate for the Blue Jays. But another bunt single for the Blue Jay catcher in the snap book as Alsop fires that one right to the shortstop. Van Diest really couldn't do anything as it was hit behind him, and the shortstop for the Sterling College Warriors, Marcus Montalongo, was able just to catch it and step on second. So the Blue Jays do get one of the runs back at the bottom of the second. We go to the top of the third. Sterling College still on top, 2-1.
When it's game day for the Tabor College Blue Jays, the soundtrack is Game Time.
Returning will back to the top of the line.
We go to the top of the third inning. Sterling College on top, 2-1. And they are back to the top of their lineup. Ben Gieland, he's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but definitely one of the better Warrior hitters on the season. Batting .367. Gieland, the senior from Eugene, Oregon, the right fielder. As Aruda gets the signal from the windup, throws that one high and away for ball one. Gieland just one of many left-handers in this Sterling College lineup, and this is a great park to have a lineup full of lefties. And a breaking pitch really fooled Gieland, and it might have been a called strike either way, but he could not check his swing. Count goes to 1-1. Gieland, one of two strikeout victims so far for Aruda as he throws that breaking pitch away, 2-1 count. Even though Aruda given up the two solo shots in the second inning, he only has thrown 24 pitches coming into the top of the third inning, so moving along pretty effectively as he throws that one high for a ball, 3-1 count. Aruda steps off, but as you see, Aruda goes from the windup, but his right foot is parallel with the rubber as he starts out, so it really does not move much. A breaking pitch in the inside part of the plate, and it's called a ball. So Geelan, after striking out in his first plate appearance, he gets a walk in his second. Brings up, and as you see, it looked good from my vantage point, but I've been told I need to work on my eyesight, so what do I know? Number 25, Marcus Montalongo, he had an unassisted double play to end the bottom of the second. The Blue Jays had runners on first and second with only one out. He caught a line drive by Jay Nalsop and stepped on second base. He's coming up here. Geelan does have 5 stolen bases on the season. However, his stolen base percentage rate is less than half. He's 5 for 11 on stolen base attempts. So he's gotten caught more than half the times he's attempted. He does have a large lead there at first base. Arruda looks him back. Arruda comes to, it's going to be a stolen base attempt, however, is fouled off there by Montalongo. Count goes to 0-2. You might want to see a pitch out here if Geelan is ambitious. Montalongo is 0 for 1 on the context, but batting just above 300 on the season. And he does have some pop, one of the leaders on this Warriors team in home runs. They've already hit 2 this afternoon. Again, this game is to decide who wins the season series. And running is Galland, and the ball's in the dirt. Vicentine unable to corral it, goes to the backstop. Galland able to get his 6th stolen base of the season. Count goes to 1-2 now. Sterling College has a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Montalongo, another senior on this Sterling club, and he does his job. He hits it to the right side and covering first base, but unable to corral it is Arruda. As the ball was hit to Cameron Pope and the pitcher was covering the bag, it was thrown behind Arruda, and Arruda's unable to make the snag. It did hit his glove, but he had a lunge behind him, so it wasn't a perfect throw by Cameron Pope, but it might have been catchable, and it's going to be chalked up as an error in the stat book. Now Sterling College has runners at the corners with nobody out here in the top of the 3rd. It's going to bring up their 3-hole hitter, Jake Northrup. Jake's another senior on this Sterling team from Arizona. Takes a fastball on the inside part of the plate for a strike. It's a beautiful day here in Hillsboro. As we mentioned, temperature at game time, 80 degrees. Love to see that. We're at a breaking pitch a little bit high. Count goes to 1-1. Working from the stretch with runners at the corner and nobody out. Field looking beautiful compared to where it was early in February with all the snow that melted, then refroze and melted again. Montalongo stealing. Vicentine throws down to second, unable to get him. Runner at third. Gilland not running home. Montalongo able to steal second. So 2 runners in scoring position with nobody out here for Sterling College. Montalongo, that is actually his first stolen base on the season in 3 attempts. So Arruda now has runners at second and third. Count is 2-1 to Northrup. Northrup, a transfer by way of Chicago State University, cannot check his swing. Count goes to 2-2. A nasty breaking ball there from Arruda. You'd really love a strikeout right here. Fires a fastball in there. It's going to be skied to right center field. Not deep enough for a home run, but it's going to be deep enough for a sacrifice fly as both runners advance. Scoring is Galand and going to third is Montalongo. So a successful at-bat there for Jake Northrup. Brings up Miguel Velasquez, the first baseman. And this Sterling College team is riddled with seniors all up and down the lineup. Velasquez, a senior from Puerto Rico by way of Edison State Community College. Velasquez already has a home run. Another one of those lefties. On the season, batting .320. 400 on base percentage. Fastball on the outside. 2-0 is our count. Still runner in scoring position now with 1 out. Might see Aruda pitch Velasquez pretty carefully here. As Velasquez absolutely fires that one down the right field line, and if it stays fair, it is gone, and it stayed fair, and Velasquez has 2 at-bats, and he has 2 home runs. And Sterling College really came out here on this Monday afternoon and was ready to play. They lead in this one 5-1. We're not out of the top of the third yet. Wesley Galloway, he has a home run in this contest. He's coming to the plate. Aruda from the windup now. And Velasquez, first home run, just skated over the fence, and that one absolutely was a no-doubter. If it stayed fair, it was gone, and it stayed fair. Aruda needs to dig deep here. Blue Jays down 5-1. And Aruda hits Galloway. Galloway's going to go to first base. And this will be a 7-inning ball game. So it's going to be a deep deficit for the Blue Jays to come out of as Galloway's on first. Only 1 out. Coming to the plate is Matthew McElroy. He struck out in his first at-bat. And Coach Stanford for the Blue Jays is going to call time. He's going to have a meeting on the mound with his senior pitcher Aruda and his infield around him. Sterling College really swinging the bats as a lineup well collectively, led by Velasquez and Galloway. It was a very quick meeting for Coach Stanford and his crew. Just wanted to say a couple of words of encouragement to his ace. Sterling College 21-16 on the season. In conference, they're 14-9, so they're one of the better teams in the KCAC. Pickoff attempt to keep Galloway close at first. Galloway does have 6 stolen bases on the season. He actually leads the team, and he has a pretty good stolen base rate. He's 6 for 7. As he attempts to steal this one, it is bunted foul down the third baseline by McElroy. From the stretch, Aruda really would like to get out of this inning. Throws a ball outside. Might have been a pitch out there, thinking that Galloway was going to steal second. He did not. Five to 1 Sterling College. They scored 2 in the second and 3 here in the top of the third, and there's only 1 out. And Galloway is going this time. And a bunt is not going to be taken, but Vicentine throws it down to second. And he's able to get to Speedy Galloway for the second out of the inning. It was a bang play, and only a perfect throw was going to throw out Galloway, and it was a perfect throw, as you see here. Oh my goodness gracious, what a throw. Good camera work by our guys, Joe Baker and Micah Rickard. Breaking ball outside, count goes to 3-1. But what a throw by Vicentine. He's done that all season long. And a ball thrown in there high, so a walk for McElroy. He struck out in his first at-bat and takes a walk in this at-bat. That is the 13th runner thrown out this season by a Blue Jay catcher. And that ball is hammered to third baseman. Wallace able to handle it cleanly. He's going to go to the short way to Christian Stone at second base for the force out. The Blue Jays give up 3 in the top of the third thanks to a 2-run shot by Velasquez. Blue Jays have some work to do. In the bottom of the third, we go down. Blue Jays trailing 5-1.
Tabor College.
Center fielder, Freddie Walker.
The top of the lineup up for the Blue Jays here in the bottom of the third inning. Freddie Walker's coming to the plate. As you saw, Tony Horn was warming up in the bullpen. So we'll see if he's going to come out there in the next half inning for Nathan Aruda. As Freddie Walker gets behind 0-2, a nice breaking ball there from Isaac, the Sterling College pitcher. He's working fast from the windup. This time throws it about 2 feet in front of the plate. Freddie, the senior center fielder from California. And he fires that one down to the left field corner, but nicely cut off by the Sterling College left fielder. Is going to hold Freddie to a single. But good hit there. Good way to start the bottom of the third inning for the Blue Jays as Freddie Walker gets on first base with a single. Matthew McElroy, the left fielder, cut that one off or was going to get to the corner. Was hit very sharply over the third baseman's head. Christian Stone, the 2-hole hitter for the Blue Jays, is up next. Ready. Always a threat to steal. Has 29 on the season. And a ball high. We have seen games this year that Freddie Walker as an individual has had more stolen bases than a team entirely. Big off attempt at first base. Scampers back is Walker. Blue Jays need runs. They're down by 4. And a ball high. Home plate umpire seems to have a somewhat of a tight strike zone, not giving any borderline calls to either pitcher. 2-0 count here for Stone. And another pitch a little bit high, taking 3-0 count. Blue Jays would love a free base, free pass from Isaac. On the season, Isaac has thrown 30 innings. And in those 30 innings, he's walked 15 and struck out 14. So not really the peripherals you want to from one of your pitchers, but he has been successful in the grand scheme of things. Only a 4.25 ERA as Stone hammers that one at the right field corner. It's going to one-hop the fence. Going to third base is Freddie Walker, but it's another Hillsborough single as the right field fence is very close. And that ball was really hit hard and to the opposite field from Christian Stone and really played off the wall nicely by the Sterling College outfielder. The right fielder is Ben Galland. And this is where you want to see your three-hole hitter come up with runners at first and third and nobody out. Cameron Pope, as said by Coach Blake Stanford, hit a grand slam on Friday. And you see the three-hole hitter and the cleanup hitter here for the Blue Jays this afternoon, Cameron Pope and Wyatt Nowak. Cameron, the senior first baseman from Lawrence, Kansas. And his success and his senior campaign has been well documented by the baseball team, batting above 400, 43 runs batted in, 6 home runs. It loved him to add an RBI in this situation here. And he hammers that one down the third base line. Foul, and Coach Jake Jones showing off his hands as that ball was not hit softly. It was hit pretty sharply. And Jake Jones, the third base coach, as you see there, was able to grab it with one hand. Rumor has it he does have hands of stone. As that breaking pitch, oh, what a pitch there by Isaac. Fastball he thrown in the first pitch, got hit really hard, comes back with the breaking pitch. Really kind of fooled Pope. But Cameron needs to put the ball in play here with an 0-2 count. And he fouls that one off. Way to battle. Good breaking pitch again by Isaac. That one spoiled by Pope. We'll do 0-2 again. Isaac, a sophomore from North Carolina, from the stretch. Breaking ball in the dirt. Stone thought about going. Thought better of it. 1-2 count. You might see Stone running here in this situation with the runner at third. Would eliminate any type of double play. Stone is 14 for 15 on the season in stolen base attempts. He's running here as Pope. Another ball in the dirt. Unable to make a clean catch and throw it to second is Northrop. So the Blue Jays, with nobody out here in the bottom of the third innings, have runners in scoring position for the man leading the team in runs batted in, Cameron Pope. 2-2 count for the senior. Big situation in this game. And that ball is hit pretty well to right center field. And it's going to be deep. And it's going to be gone. In the jet stream, that ball was hit. And it was able to keep carrying over to the center fielder Galloway. And Pope has 2 home runs in 4 days. And that cuts the lead to 5-4. Cameron Pope does it again. His team leading RBIs total just keeps going higher and higher. And then you hear the Blue Jay dugout erupt. And as Coach Dylan Connolly for Sterling College is going to take the ball from his starting pitcher Chris Isaac, who was really pitching a good ball game to this point. And Cameron Pope hit it to right center field, and he really drove it. It was a breaking ball on the outside part of the plate, and he absolutely put a beautiful swing on that pitch. We are going to have a pitching change, and we are going to take a short break, and we will be right back. As you see that ball, and Pope knew it. He got it in the jet stream. The wind is blowing to right center field. He put it in the perfect part of the park. But we are going to take a short break. We're going to get you the new pitcher when we come back. And the new pitcher for the Warriors, as you see there, is a junior right-handed pitcher from California, Cameron Gish. Gish has thrown 10 2/3 inning on this season, has an 8.44 ERA, is 0-1 in the win-loss column. In those 10 2/3 innings, he has struck out 11, he has walked 6, and he's given up 10 earned runs. Opponents are hitting .273 against him. He's coming in a high leverage situation here for Sterling. Blue Jays starting off the bottom of this half inning down 5-1, have cut the lead down to 1, 5-4, thanks to a Cameron Pope long ball. It's going to bring up Wyatt in a whack. Wyatt, the Kearney, Missouri native, the senior. He's going to come up here, digs in from the right side. He swings at that one, fouls it away, 0-1 count. And the wind still blowing towards right center field. 4 home runs have been hit so far in this ball game, 3 by Sterling and 1 by the Blue Jays. Ball thrown in the dirt by Cameron Gish. He works exclusively from the stretch, the right-handed pitcher. Wyatt digs in there from the right side, 1-1. Thrown in the dirt again. That is 2 straight pitches by Gish that he's thrown in the dirt in front of Northrop. And as we mentioned earlier, Wyatt has really been hitting the ball well in the last couple of weeks. He started off the season pretty slow, and in the last week or so, he has upped his batting average close to 300. He was bordering around 200 just a couple of weeks ago. As he swings at that one, and it's roped into center field. Galloway got a good beat on it, though, and he goes to his knees to make the catch. It's going to be the first out of the inning. Nowak really put a good swing on that baseball, and he hit it right on the nose, just right out to the center fielder, Galloway, who had to go to his knees because the ball was hit so hard. It's going to bring up Drake Gerard to the plate, the freshman from Midlothian, Texas. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Does have a long ball on the season. 15 runs batted in for the freshman as he ropes this one over the third baseman, and it's going to be another hit for the Blue Jays in this inning. That is going to be the 4th Blue Jay hit in this half inning. The Blue Jays have actually out-hit Sterling College 7-3. And you would have guessed right, all 3 of those hits have been home runs by Sterling College. Will Clark's going to come in and pinch hit in this situation. Will's batting .270 on the season, 3 home runs, and of course he had that dramatic walk-off grand slam against Bethany College earlier in the season. He's going to take that curveball on the inside inner part for a ball. Will has 16 RBIs to go along with those 3 home runs. And that ball's going to get in the dirt. It actually hit him on the foot. Blue Jays are going to have runners at first and second now. They were going to have runner at second regardless because it got to the backstop, but it hit him on the toe. Clark, a tough lad, walks down to first, doesn't even flinch. Ben Van Diest is coming to the plate. As you see it there, just hit him. Kind of hit him on the back foot, on the right foot. Doesn't. Yep, as you see it right there. Good camera work by our guys in the control room. Van Diest coming to the plate. And he's going to rope that one, and it's going to be hit to the warning track in center field. Tagging up is Drake Gerard. He's going to go all the way from second to third. And actually, I was looking at it the whole time, and I was wondering what the umpire was going to call. Galloway, once he caught it, Gerard may or may not have left early from second base. It definitely was a bang-bang play, and Sterling College stepped on second base, and the infield umpire right at second, who had a good view of it, called him out. The Blue Jays definitely did damage here in the bottom of the third inning and are only trailing by 1, 5-4. We go to the top of the fourth inning, and remember, this is only a 7-inning ball game. I'm joined up here with head women's basketball coach and interim athletic director here at Tabor College, Coach Sean Reed. Coach, how you doing on this beautiful afternoon?
Good. Yeah, I was over at softball. They won the first game and stopped by tennis briefly as they were finishing up, and now I'm over here watching baseball. So, yeah, I'm out and about today.
You can't get it any better on a Monday afternoon. So, Coach, talk about the women's basketball. They've been a force here at Tabor College for at least the last decade. How did they do this year compared to your expectations?
Well, we had a fantastic year this year. We were 28-4, which is the best winning percentage that we've had since in my 8 years at Tabor. We won 28 games one other time. But, yeah, I think coming off a year where we won 18 games and kind of got hot at the end of the year and won the conference tournament, we had a fantastic year, and our 5 seniors were a big part of that, and their leadership and talent and ability really enabled us to have a good year when we were able to win the conference regular season and win the conference tournament for the, what was that, the 4th straight year. So, yeah, it was a good year, really good year.
And it's been pretty amazing how dominant the women's basketball team has been in the KCAC. What have you done to build the program up to where when you got it to where it is now? Because 4 straight conference championships, a number of All-Americans, and a ton of all-conference players. How have you been able to build the program to where it is?
Well, I think, it starts with recruiting, and we've been blessed to have some really talented players, but I think more importantly we've had the right kind of people in our program, and we just trust as we recruit that the message of what we're trying to build for a culture resonates with people. That doesn't mean that we get every recruit, because we don't. We have people that choose to go other places, but we trust that we're going to get the right people on board, and we've been able to do that up to this point. And so, yeah, I think getting the right people and talented people is kind of, the basis for that.
And as Oruda is still in the ball game pitching for the Blue Jays, he's able to get Andrew Mason a ground out right back to him the first out of the top of the 4th inning. And how different is it from going to playing in the KCAC tournament and then going to play in the national NAIA tournament? Is it just a different level of competition?
Yeah, it is. Like the team that we lost to in the first round this year, Corbin, I think we had more depth than they had. I think if you look at their 5 starters and our 5 starters, I thought we had 4 players that were better than their 4, but they had a Boise State transfer that was 5'11" and, strong. She looked like a linebacker. And so a lot of the teams up there will have somebody that, for all intents and purposes, they shouldn't have. And that can be a little bit of a separator. That young lady was the reason, a big part of the reason that they won that game against us. I think she had 20-some points, and we just couldn't stop her. So I think when you get up there, there's probably going to be 16 to 18 teams that have somebody that they shouldn't have, quote unquote, and that can be a separator. Like we played St. Xavier last year. They had a post player that I have a good friend that is an assistant at South Dakota. They played in the NCAA tournament this year, played in the NIT last year, and he said she would start for them. So, and they had another guard that was excellent. So they had 2 players that probably shouldn't be at our level. So when you get up there, you're going to face some teams like that, and the talent level raises. You know, we've still, without those kind of players, you know, been to 2 Elite Eights and a Sweet 16. So I think team basketball can overcome that, but sometimes you get a great individual player that just makes a difference, a D1 drop down, somebody like that.
Absolutely. And as a team, as Averta with a beautiful breaking pitch on the outside corner, and as a team, it's been beautiful to watch your guys' team perform. But this year, 2 seniors, I think Morgan Ediger was a 2,000-point scorer, and then Taylor Dennison was also another 1,000-point scorer. What, setting the culture to have 2 seniors that scores that many points in their career, how important is that to have them develop from a freshman all the way to a senior?
Yeah, both of them scored over 1,000 points. I think Morgan was 1,300, TD was around 1,200. They're the first 2 players I've had in my 8 years at Tabor that have reached the 1,000-point milestone. So to have Morgan do it was really cool, and then 2 weeks later to have TD do it was really awesome. And, you know, I can't tell you how important that is to have players over a 4-year period of time. We've been blessed to have some good transfers, good JUCO transfers, some D2 drop downs, but to have, you know, all 5 of my seniors, we had them all 4 years, and that's really rare, and that was a big part of our success. And Morgan and Taylor and actually all the seniors, just they improved so much during their time. They learn your system. I mean, this year they were teaching our freshmen. You know, I wasn't teaching them as much as they were. They know what we do inside and out, and so that's a huge benefit.
And all the teams here have had a lot of success in the last few years, football, basketball, baseball, both basketball teams. But most of the teams have a lot of junior college. Baseball is no different. They have a lot of JUCO guys. Football definitely has a lot of JUCO and men's basketball. But you've been able to get women to come in and develop, as you said, which is just amazing to have them come to Hillsborough and stay all 4 years.
Yeah, that's been huge for us. Like Kristen Weedle started for us this year. That was a good pitch by Nathan. Kristen Weedle started for us this year, and she played 2 years of JV and played behind Tina Lowen and some other really good players, and then started as a junior. And, you know, to be able to build through your JV is, I mean, that's a real luxury. You know, when we've had good transfers, we've had some D2 transfers, some JUCO transfers, but, you know, they come in and they're having to learn the system all over again. Well, when you have a player that develops in the JV, they're able to learn and grow and make mistakes and do those things at the JV level while learning your system. So then, you know, that just benefits you. Tristan Leisler played for us, you know, all 4 years. She played 1 year JV and then was pretty much a varsity player. You know, TD and Morgan, they played from their freshman year, they were playing varsity. So, as you know, everybody develops at a different rate. I can go watch a player and say, hey, that young lady can play in our program, but how quickly she picks up everything, that's really hard for me to predict, and I've been doing this 21 years. So, you know, it allows them to develop at their own rate. College is tough, especially for freshmen, because they've got basketball change coupled with major life change. They're away from home. They've got a roommate. Most of them have their own room. You know, all those simple things that, you know, we laugh at when college is done. But when you take them on for the first time, it's like, whoa, I don't have mom's cooking. I'm living with somebody and sharing my space with them. I'm having to wake myself up. I'm having to, you know, manage my own time. I'm playing with a bunch of other people that were the best player on their high school team or junior college team. And it's just a lot to take in. So some people just need a year to adjust. Some people need 2 years to gain some experience. Some people don't. So, but the JV's been really important for us.
And that's all about setting the culture and almost like trusting the process. There's a process too, but you can't have a process unless you have set the culture, which is huge. And it seems like you guys have done it. You've been here 8 years, and it seems like almost every year you guys have won the KCAC tournament. I know that's not the case for the last 4 years. Certainly, that has been the case.
We've been blessed to win it 4 straight years and 5 of the last 6. So we've won either the conference regular season or conference tournament 6 straight years, which is just a testament to the young ladies that we've had in the program and their hard work. And I'm blessed to have a really good coaching staff. Coach Aaron has been with me my entire time here at Tabor, and like Zach Goodrich was our GA, and then he comes back and he just gives to our program. Oh, that's a good hit.
Dominic Vicentine hits a single down the third base line. He's going to slam on the brakes for his second consecutive hit of the ball game. You talked about the culture and everything, and the coaches. You surround yourself with good coaches, and all the teams here, whether because baseball, men's basketball, football, they probably consider themselves the best program here. But I don't think any of the teams have the numbers to back themselves up as women's basketball here. The last 6 years winning a share of the conference title, whether it's in the tournament or regular season. It's pretty amazing. That is ridiculously amazing.
It has been amazing, and we are blessed to have some really good coaches and really good programs here at Tabor. I marvel at what Coach Gardner's done in football. I tell him all the time, my teams are known for not being very good early. There was a year I think we were like 2-5, and we went to the Elite Eight. He doesn't have that kind of margin for error in football. From week one, you've got to go. And so I'm amazed at what he's done. Micah had a tremendous run there, and I know that they're working hard to get back to that level. They were down a little bit this year, but he's working hard to get back to that level. What Coach Staniford has done has been amazing. Our softball team's been built up, and we've got a new coach there, and he's doing a good job. This facility we're sitting in for baseball, I mean, Jiminy, what do you say about that? This didn't exist when I came, and Coach Staniford's just done an incredible job. And so, we've got good coaches here at Tabor, good programs, and I thought that was Dom stealing a base, and so I just want to say that I didn't see the courtesy runner come in. I've had Dom in class, so I know he's not listening to this because he's in the dugout. But I would have been really scared for Dom if he was stealing.
he did have he had a bunt single earlier.
Did
in the game.
he? I missed that. I missed that. Dom is not known for speed, but he can hit the baseball. I love that guy. I had him in class a couple times, and he's a character, but. We had a lot of fun. Jaden's up right now. I've had him in class multiple times. He's got a little bit more speed than Dom. So. And Dom's father usually watches the broadcast all the way in Oakley, California. All right. Well, good. Well, he can know that Dom came to class and that he got good grades in my class. I can't say any more than that. But no, I didn't see us put the courtesy runner in, and I just saw that somebody take off out of the corner of my eye. I thought Dom is stealing. TJ Stevens is the courtesy runner. And you talked about this facility, which is a beautiful indoor facility for the baseball team. But the broadcast for all the sports now is going to happen with this, what David Edgar has kind of put together. Oh, yeah. And as a recruiting tool, you can really just put on a game and say, this is the broadcast that we have in the KCAC. I don't think any team can compare to what they put on the broadcast. No, and I've got to give Chris Glanzer and David a lot of credit for that. So they came to me at the beginning of the year and said, we think we can really up our game in the broadcasts. And Chris had found some PTZs, these high definition remote control cameras, on sale. And I said, well, let's go talk to Rusty. If you know Rusty Allen, he is all about excellence. And he wants everything we do at Tabor to be excellent. And this is just an opportunity for us to increase our level of excellence. And I don't know if you've seen the studio. Have you seen the studio? Oh, yeah, I've been in. So I have to be honest with you. I did not even know that existed in our new Fine Arts Center. And David said, hey, Chris has some ideas for, making our broadcast better and using the studio. And I said, what are you talking about? I don't even know we have a studio on campus. And so little did I know upstairs, we have all this equipment that's in that new fantastic Sherry Fleming Fine Arts Center. I'll let you talk here. And as Freddie Walker grounds that one to the shortstop, Montalongo, and he's going to advance to runner TJ Stevens to third base. However, there is 2 outs in the inning. But the control room is amazing. I know if Mike Jameson is in charge today, and I think they have a camera view of that room if they don't want to be too shy and show the room that they're in. Yeah, that has been tremendous. And so we've moved these same cameras around from football to basketball, now to baseball. And, we had a little bit of an expense trying to figure out how we were going to fit that on top of the scoreboard. Looks like we have a pop-up here.
Christian Stone, the ball does carry it pretty deep right center field. However, Galloway is able to make the catch for the third out of the bottom of the fourth inning. We go to the top of the fifth, and remember, there are only 7 innings in this ball game.
Yeah.
But the broadcast is just amazing. From where it was or where it is in most NAIA teams in general don't have multiple camera views, and if they do, maybe they don't have someone talking. So it's just amazing what we've been able to put together.
Yeah,
here.
thank you. Well, Rusty said let's make the financial investment, and I'll be honest with you, this year we've learned a lot. We would like to add another camera to baseball next year on this first base side. I think we're going to do that. So, we can show some things, kind of that side dugout view that you see MLB teams have.
Sure.
We're gonna try and do that on this side, so the sun's not as big of an issue. But we want to be excellent at Tabor, and this was an opportunity to up our game. I've had at least 3 ADs tell me, man, your broadcasts are unbelievable, and our coaches are all after us to improve them. So I know that other people are going to try and catch us in that regard. And I don't know if they can see us waving.
As you see, we kind of glared in there, but as we sit in the nice air-conditioned Pinner Clubhouse, it's a beautiful indoor facility. But
yeah, we're trying to do the best that we can, and we want to do more. We're really happy that fans like in California, can tune in and watch, their son or daughter play whatever sport it is. And have a good experience, and it's in HD, and there's multiple camera views, and there are people that do play-by-play, and to be able to do that, from Hillsboro, Kansas, is amazing, and so we're going to continue to improve that, so people like Dom's dad can watch him play. So,
and Nathan Aruda, who got into trouble in the second and third innings, still out there for the Blue Jays, had a clean top of the fourth. He's going out there for his 5th inning. The Blue Jay ace seemed to settle down the last half inning. But for any sport, it's such a as a coach.
Oh yeah.
How much of a recruiting tool is it? Because high schoolers nowadays, they see, oh wow, we're on camera, we're on YouTube, and then they can show it to their families, and families love to watch any relative play a sport.
I think for players too that come from a distance, that is a real key thing for their parents.
As that ball's fouled out of play. 1-2 count to Marcus Montalongo. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. The 2-hole hitter, batting .307 on the season. But yeah, players that come from distance, because not a lot of athletes at Tabor College, no matter what sport, a lot of them come from Texas, a lot of them come from California.
Yep. Back
in the Reagan era when I played, I was from North Carolina. My family was able to watch.
Yeah. You're not quite that old. The other nice thing, too, is that, sometimes I'll have a recruit that has a game the same day that we play, and they can go back on YouTube and just queue our games up and watch them. And they'll say, hey, I couldn't watch your game, but we had a road trip, and I watched it on the bus because our bus has Wi-Fi or whatever. I'm like, how cool is that?
And for the players themselves, I know a lot of players, this ball's hit pretty deep to left center field by Montalongo. Freddie Walker on his horse. He's going to go to the track. He makes wonderful sliding catch in the center field track. Oh, my goodness, what a catch.
That has to be one of the best catches of the year.
Earlier in the ball game, Freddie Walker, who is an elite defensive center fielder, dropped a routine fly ball and definitely more than makes up for it. Right, look at the camera angle right there. Slides. He braces himself for the fence because he doesn't want to slide head first. What a wonderful defensive play there by the senior from San Diego.
You've heard the saying, water covers 3/4 of the earth. Freddie covers the other quarter. You can use that one. That's on me.
That's I will put it in my list of phrases.
There you go.
And he's shading to right center field, so he
ran a long ways. If I ran that long, you'd need to call 911. I can tell you that.
I'm there with you, man. As the Aruda goes from the windup, breaks in, and the Blue Jays have one out in this top of the 5th inning.
We missed you here yesterday. We had a marathon. Did you hear about that?
I did hear about it. I was sad that I was not going to be here. I was in New Mexico doing work for Tabor College, recruiting some kids at the Mennonite.
Oh yeah, you went to YouthCon. My son was there. Did you see him?
I saw Tristan.
Okay. We better keep those stories off the air. No, he said he had a good time. I saw him briefly last night. Of course, he had to do homework right when he got back because he procrastinated.
Oh,
so.
wow.
But, that's the way 16-year-olds are. So
I think everybody at YouthCon really had a good time. It was a good 4 or 5 days.
I didn't know you went to that. That's fantastic.
I snuck out there.
That's good.
It's a long drive. I'm sure it's a long drive for them, but being on a bus full of high school kids, I'm sure they had a good time.
Yeah. Tristan said that he really enjoyed it. But we had chances to win that game. That was one of those games. It was like no one wanted to win it. That literally, I thought both teams had opportunities at different times. Ben Van Diest hit an amazing. Oh, wow.
And a good play there by Will Clark. He's checked into the ball game for Jason Wallace, and he makes a nice lunging play to his right.
No, but Ben hit a ball for forever in the bottom of the ninth to send it to extra innings, and then we had a couple chances. I think one in the 10th that was really good.
Coach Blake Stanford came on and said there was a runner at third with nobody out, a strikeout, and something happened.
All we need to do is put the ball in play.
And this is a dangerous hitter right here, Miguel Velasquez. He's hit 2 home runs in this ball game. His 2 plate appearances have resulted into home runs. 3 runs batted in.
Did you hear about the pitching expedition of
Is it Wheeler?
Yes, of Logan. Is that his name?
No.
Wheeler. What's his name? Yesterday. Hayden. Sorry, Hayden. I knew it was. He struck out 16 people yesterday in relief and just did an amazing job. Of course, Sterling has a lot of lefties in their lineup, and he's a left-handed pitcher. And, boy, like he threw over 100 pitches. He kept going out there inning after inning after inning. Yeah, Hayden Wheeler, number 10. And that was just an amazing performance. And I have to be honest, I haven't seen him pitch a lot. So it was really cool to watch him yesterday.
And those 16 strikeouts set an individual single-game record.
That's what I heard.
That is held by Jacob Webb, the pitcher in the minor league system for the Braves.
Jacob Webb can pitch. So to break that record, it looks like Arruda's. I wasn't here the first couple innings, but Arruda's looked pretty solid.
In the last 2 innings, Arruda has really looked great, and he went right after Velasquez. Velasquez had his numbers in the first 2 at bat, hitting home runs. As you see, Arruda there with the nasty breaking pitch, and just got him lunging at it. And from a right-handed pitcher pitching to a left-handed batter, that's a tough pitch to throw. And we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We are going to take a break here in Hillsborough. Coach, it's been a pleasure having you on.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate all the work that you guys do and the guys back at the studio. I think I heard Coach Jameson through my headset. So, those of you that enjoy these broadcasts, we have people back at the studio that do a lot of work that's unseen. And, any emails that you want to send me that show appreciation for those people would be great and would be good for me to show our administration. We track our numbers. We can tell how many of you are watching. But if you enjoy the broadcast, you can send an email to me, Sean R, SHAWNR at Tabor, TABOR.edu, and I will get those to the people that are over me, and that will really help us. It takes a lot of labor to make these broadcasts happen, and we want to be able to show our administration that people do appreciate it. So send me an email, and I'll be sure to pass that along to people that really make decisions at Tabor that are way above my pay grade. So
if they're way above your pay grade, then I don't even know what that makes mine.
All right, thanks.
All right, Coach Reedy, man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. And Cameron Pope, he hit a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. He's coming to the plate for the Blue Jays. He's 1 for 1. He has 2 at-bats. Only one of them is official because he had a base on balls. We have a pitcher, and he pitched last inning for Sterling College. Armando Flores, the junior from California, is pitching for Sterling. Breaking ball inside. Count goes to 1-1. Flores has a 4.67 ERA and 17 1/3 innings pitched on the season. as Cameron Pope rips that one through the hole between the shortstop and the third baseman. Blue Jays have a runner at first. A leadoff base runner for the Blue Jays is exactly what the doctor ordered. They had a runner at third last inning, unable to get him home. Wyatt Nowak. Wyatt last at bat hit one absolutely on the nose just to the center fielder Galloway. He's 0 for 2 today, but he's definitely hit the ball hard. He gets the signal from Coach Jake Jones. Maybe they're thinking about a sacrifice bunt. We'll see. You see Wyatt's statistics on the screen there. Wyatt swinging away, breaking pitch. Came up empty there. Flores from the stretch. Cameron Pope on first. Flores. Fastball in there. Nowak hits that one to the right side out of play. Fisted it out of play. And again, as Coach Sean Reed said, I'd like to thank all the guys putting in the hard work in the control room. Joe Baker, Micah Rickard, and the great Mike Jameson. Pope at first base. And Nowak thought about chasing the high curve. Thought better of it. Count goes to 1-2. Cameron Pope has not ran much on the season on the base paths. He does have 4 stolen bases, though, and he has not been thrown out. The breaking pitch, Wyatt flashed it off to the right side, and it's going to be actually a fly ball to the right fielder, medium distance for the first out. Off the bat, it looked like it was destined for foul territory. However, it was right to the right fielder. And again, we've mentioned this many times on the season. The Blue Jays are absolute demons on the base paths. 124 stolen bases. And just to put that into perspective, Sterling College has 27 stolen bases on the season. It just shows how amazing the Blue Jays have been and how ambitious they have been on the base paths. Flores from the stretch now has 1 out as Drake Gerard, the freshman, pops this one up to the right fielder. Almost the same spot as Nowak hit. Back-to-back pitches results in back-to-back out for Flores. After a leadoff single from Cameron Pope, Will Clark coming on in a high-leverage situation here with 2 outs. Blue Jays down run and a runner at first base. Will, the right-hander, digging in against Flores, the right-handed pitcher. Breaking ball, he hammers that one to the shortstop. It's going to get through his glove. Cameron Pope thinking about third base. He's going to get there without a throw. The throw comes into second to hold Will Clark at first, and a huge hit there by the senior from Wichita. Runners at the corners with 2 outs, and Ben Van Diest, Coach Sean Reed, mentioned that he hit a home run yesterday to send it into extra innings. And Ben is actually the team leader in home runs with 7. As you see, I believe this is a breaking pitch from Flores that Clark was able to muscle through the hole on the left side. See, solid contact. Montalongo unable to make the play. The shortstop, Van Diest, looks at a ball on the outside, a little bit low. Tying run is at third. Go-ahead run is at first. 2 outs, bottom of the 5th inning. Blue Jays trailing 5-4. And Van Diest thought about it. That's a nice take there. Van Diest loves the curveball, and he let that one go a little bit low. 2-0 count now. The Blue Jays are actually out hitting Sterling College 10-3. Blue Jays have committed 2 errors, however. As Van Diest swings at a fastball, fouls it out of play. Count goes to 2-1. In the 5th inning on the season, the Blue Jays are outscoring their opponents 40-30. Van Diest, and he's going to hit that one, and it is a deep ball to right field. Not a chance that stays in the ballpark. A home run. second home run in as many days for Ben Van Diest. Might as well call him Van Beast. 3-run shot gives the Blue Jays the lead. A crucial home run right there from the junior. You see from the left side, just a hanging breaking ball, and Van Diest knew it right away. Gives a little bit of a bat flip, and the dugout is loving it. The dugout's actually loving it so much that the umpire at home plate signaled to them to quiet down. Blue Jays on top, 7-5. What a huge sequence right there. Runner at first, 2 outs. Will Clark hits a ground ball in the hole. Results with runners at the corners, and then Ben Van Diest comes to the plate, hits a towering, majestic fly ball to right field. Dominic Vicentine coming to the plate. He has a bunt single in this affair, and he also has a line drive single. He's 2 for 2 in this KCAC matchup. Swings at a chest-high fastball and misses. Flores now working from the windup. Breaking ball low, good eye by Dom. 2-1 is our count. And that is Ben Van Diest's 8th home run on the season. Ben, the junior from Eudora, Kansas. As Flores again goes from the windup, and Dom hits it sharply just right at the third baseman, who's able to make a good throw to first for the 5-3 putout. And the 5th inning is over. However, the Blue Jays score 3 runs thanks to a Ben Van Diest home run, and they take the lead 7-5. We go to the top of the 6th. Leading off the top of the 6th inning for Sterling College is Wesley Galloway, the center fielder. He hit a home run in his first at-bat. And again, this Sterling College lineup is just littered with left-handed hitters. As Arruda, he's still out there. Coming in to this 6th inning, he's only had thrown 79 pitches, which is interesting because 5 runs have been scored by Sterling, so you'd expect more pitches to be thrown by Arruda, but he's really been working it efficiently, especially the last 2 innings. Is that ball called a ball on the inside part of the plate? Galloway is 1 for 1 in this contest. He was hit by a pitch in his last time at the plate. He has 29 runs batted in, 5 home runs. Arruda fires that one in there for a ball. And that home run by Van Diest has really energized this Blue Jay team, not only just the guys in the field, but the dugout as a whole. Really loud into the game. Blue Jays up 7-5. A breaking pitch really fooled Galloway. Beautiful pitch by Arruda there. windup. Aruda. Another breaking ball, and I'm not sure Galloway was able to check his swing. And they're going to ask the third base umpire. And from my vantage point, it was almost certain that he swung, and the third base umpire said no. But again, my eyes aren't what they used to be, and even when they used to be what they were, they weren't good. So, as you see here, that's definitely a swinging strike. But again, Galloway gets second life here from the windup, and the count goes full. The payoff pitch is a ball. Galloway goes to first, and Galloway has phenomenal speed. He did get thrown out by Vicentine last time on the base, but he definitely is a threat to steal at any time. One of the better base runners on this Warriors team. Just going to bring up Matthew McElroy. He's 0 for 1. He's walked once, struck out once. Runner at first with nobody out. The Sterling College Warriors have a base runner. Tying run will come to the plate. And again, only 7 innings is this ball game. So Sterling College is going to have 2 opportunities to get back in this game. Galloway, who's at first base, has really played a solid game, both defensively and offensively. And a ground ball there hit sharply at Christian Stone, and it goes off his chest. However, he's able to throw it to second base to retire the speedy Galloway. It's a really good decision there that he went to second. Most second basemen would have, after not corralling the ball at the very beginning, would have went to first, but he was able to get the speedy Galloway off the base paths and still have the double play in order if a ground ball is hit. Coming to the plate now is Armando Flores. Armando started off this game being the designated hitter. However, he came in pitching as a stolen base right there by McElroy. Good jump by him. Swing and a miss by Flores. McElroy, that's his 7th stolen base on the season, second to just Wesley Galloway. So that eliminates the double play potential for the Blue Jays. Runner in scoring position for the Warriors, only 1 out. Aruda from the stretch fires a fastball on the outside part of the plate for a called strike. Count goes to 0-2. Weather still beautiful in Hillsboro. It's gone down a couple of degrees since game time. Aruda checks the runner, fires again, a ground ball into the hole between shortstop and third base. Oh, and what an absolutely bang-bang play at third base. A ground ball by Flores was able to sneak through to the outfielder, Jaden Alsop, in left field. However, the runner, McElroy, had to hole up, and he actually went back to second base because he thought Gerard was going to be able to get to it. Then once he got back to second and saw the ball was through the hole, he actually decided to go for third, and Alsop made a strong throw to the third baseman, Will Clark, and was almost able to nab him at third base. And there's going to be a courtesy runner for the pitcher. It's going to be number 5, Jeff Yarameo. Runners at the corners for the Warriors. Only 1 out here. Good opportunity for the hitter, Eric Robles, who's coming in to pinch hit. The junior from Fairfield, California, is coming up at a really high leverage situation for the Warriors as Aruda throws a ball high. Yarameo, the runner at first base, on the season. We'll get you some of his stolen base statistics. He's 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts. Aruda from the stretch. A good pickoff attempt there from the senior from Ontario, Canada, by way of Toronto. As you see him leaning, and it was a great move by Aruda. It was able to, the camera work there is spot on. It was a quick move, a veteran move, and the move that the Blue Jays needed right now. Runners at the corners with 1 out. Now there's runner at third with 2 outs. All Aruda needs to do is for Tyre Robles. Count goes to 2-0. Top of the 6th inning here in Hillsborough. Only 7 being played. Blue Jays on top. 7-5. The tying runner is at the plate. And Robles fouls that one off to the left side. A little excuse me swing. On the season, Robles' average is .227. Doesn't have any home runs, only a single RBI. He could double that right here, and it would be a huge one for the Warriors. Enough fastball on the inside part of the plate. Goes for a strike. We got deuces across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. And Nathan Arruda, who struggled early on, really in his element right now in the top of the 6th. And Robles almost offered to that breaking ball on the outside part of the plate. And a fastball on the outside part of the plate. Nathan Arruda is dealing here in the later part of the innings. Just like fine wine, he gets better with time. We go to the bottom of the 6th. In the bottom of the 6th inning, Jay Nalsop is going to lead it off for the Blue Jays. Flores still on the bump for Sterling College. Blue Jays holding on to a 7-5 lead. As Alsop fires that one foul territory, they were down 5-1. Sterling College got off to a quick start here in the rubber match of this 3-game series. Blue Jays won it on Friday, 13-3. Did not play Saturday due to inclement weather. Played yesterday a 15-inning game. Sterling College took it 6-4 in extra innings. As Alsop fires that one into left field, a leadoff single nonetheless for the junior. I beg your pardon, the senior from Stockton, California, Jay Nalsop brings up the top of the lineup. Freddie Walker, he's 1 for 3 in the ball game. He scored a run. Flores goes from the stretch now. Alsop does have some decent wheels on the base paths. He has 6 stolen bases on the season. As Freddie Walker showed bunt, pulled back, ball 1. Looks at Jake Jones, the highly esteemed third base coach for the Blue Jays. Gets the signals, gets the call, see if he bunts here again. Blue Jays could use an insurance run. as Flores delivers the play. And it is a ground ball. It actually is going to go off of Flores' glove, and he's going to be able to throw it to first base to get Freddie Walker just by a half a step. Was not a bad idea. Actually, Freddie Walker bunted it pretty hard. He was trying to get it between the pitcher and the third baseman to go all the way to the shortstop who was covering second base, and he almost got it by, and it was ricocheted off the pitcher's glove. Flores was able to get it off the ricochet and throw to first base just in time to get Freddie Walker. Jaden Alsop is standing at second. Christian Stone is coming to the plate for the Blue Jays with one out, runner in scoring position. Christian is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Flores was trying to pick off Jaden Alsop, however, there was no infielder covering the bag for the Warriors. Eric Robles, the second baseman now, as Flores throwing a breaking ball in the dirt off the face mask of Northrup. Good stop there by Jake Northrup, the senior veteran catcher. The ball was thrown and it hit off the plate. Could have taken a bad hop past him, but he was able to block it with his mask, of all things. Count goes to 1-0. Flores looking back. Alsop at second. He's going to set and deliver to the plate, and that ball is hit. And that ball is hit pretty deep to right field. The wind is carrying this one, and it is going to carry this one for a 2-run bomb. And as you see, a track runner for the Blue Jays throwing that ball back in the ballpark. Throwing it back in the park like it's Wrigley. But it is a 2-run home run by Christian Stone, his third on the season, his 18th RBI, his 17th and 18th RBI, and the Blue Jays extend their lead to 4. And the Blue Jay dugout is loving this. Hold the phone now. The Blue Jays have scored 8 unanswered, and they hold the lead 9-5. And look who's up, Cameron Pope. He's been a plug in this game. 2 for 2, 2 runs scored, 3 runs batted in. He's also walked, been on base 3 times. More importantly, he hit that 3-run home run to pull the Blue Jays within 1 way back in the 3rd inning. We are now in the bottom of the 6th inning, and a 1-1 count from Flores to Cameron Pope. And Cameron hits this one on the nose. It's going to go foul. As you see over there, good camera work from our camera crew. Flores is now going from the windup as a 1-2 count to Pope, and Pope battles that one, fouls it off again, and actually way back in the 3rd inning when he hit that home run, he was actually down in a hole 1-2, and he fouled a couple of pitches off, and he was able to battle back to a 2-2 count, and he was able to fire that one over the wall for his 3-run home run, and he's battling here with a 1-2 count against Armando Flores. Armando, the transfer from Modesto Community College, as Cameron Pope is going to sky this one, and it's carrying well. It's going to the track, but the right fielder for Sterling College able to make the catch. That's Ben Galland out there midway in the track. And this is a day where a pop-up in right field does go over the fence for a home run. Sterling College had one of those in the 2nd inning. The Blue Jays have been helped out by the wind in the later part of the inning. Christian Stones might have been out on any day, but it definitely was helped out and aided by the wind. Wyatt Nowak, he's coming to the play. He's over 3, but he's hit the ball on the head a couple of times as he grounds that one foul. You got a couple of guys up in the bullpen for Sterling College. One of them is Dalton Laird, the senior relief pitcher from Ottawa, Kansas. As Nowak swings right through that pitch, 0-2. Blue Jays up 4, and they are out hitting Sterling College 13-4. As Wyatt hits that one right at Montalongo. The shortstop makes a great throw to the first baseman to retire Nowak, and that is the third out of the bottom of the sixth inning. However, Christian Stone comes through in the bottom part of the inning, and he hits a 2-run home run, extends the Blue Jay lead 9-5. We go to the top of the seventh, and the final opportunity for Sterling College to come back in this game. Nathan Aruda back on the bump. We take a short break.
The awesome music continues here on Game Time. Good sportsmanship is everyone's responsibility. Keep the standards high and the game enjoyable for everyone by showing the proper respect for players, coaches, and officials. And show your good sportsmanship. Another great song is coming up here on Game Time.
And you saw the home run replays. Again, a phenomenal job is being done right now in the control room by Coach Mike Jamieson, Joe Baker, and Michael Rickert. And Aruda back out there. He's going to go for the complete game, and it was Tony Horner's actually up in the bullpen in the third inning for the Blue Jays because Aruda had fallen on tough times. However, the tough times are now gone for the senior pitcher from Toronto. He's held the Warrior lineup scoreless in the fourth, fifth, and sixth inning. Now we are in the seventh, and Carlos Rivera, who's over 2 with the strikeout, is up. And he's going to take a ball on the inside part of the plate. Aruda is coming into this inning, and he's thrown a total of 96 pitches. He's struck out 6 in 6 innings. And he throws that one in there just a little bit high for a ball. Rivera batting .255, a couple of bombs, 17 RBIs on the season. He's over 2 again in the game so far. He's coming up here at a big spot. Sterling College needs a runner, as he was making Aruda just throw him a strike, and Aruda threw it on the outside part of the plate. Fastball. Fastball's in the upper 80s today, ranging from 85 to 88. He can push it up to 90 at times if he needs to. And Rivera actually puts a charge in this one. It's going to be to deep to center. Walker at the fence, back against the fence, and he's able to make the catch in deep center field. The wind is aiding every single fly ball hit in this ball game. Just a long first out, though. And Freddie Walker, again, he made probably one of the best catches of the season, ranging all the way from right center field to left center field, making a sliding grab in the warning track. Was an absolute amazing catch to witness. Count goes to 1-0, and the top of the lineup is here for Sterling, Ben Galland. He's really a good hitter on the season. Has not gotten a hit, registered a hit in this game. He's 0 for 2. He's gotten on base via a walk. He's struck out twice. But really, a solid 8 all-conference type of player leading off for Sterling as he hits this one over the head of Alsop, who ranges back, dives to his knees, and makes a great catch. Blue Jays making great plays all over the place. Galland nicely hit to left field. Alsop playing a little bit shallow and to his left. As you see the replay here, just kidding. And Marcus Montenegro, beg your pardon, Montalongo, is coming to play. He's 0 for 3, scored a run, however. Got on base via an error. And he's the final hope for this Warrior lineup. And a breaking pitch, a beautiful pitch right there. 2 balls sharply hit in this half inning from Sterling. Carlos Rivera hit it all the way to deep center field, and a shot over the head of Alsop, who was able to make a great play ranging back And this one's hit sharply at Freddie Walker, who's going to have to make an underhanded catch. And 3 sharply hit balls by Sterling College, and all 3 of them resulted in outs here in the top of the 7th inning. What an up and down affair this was in Hillsboro. Sterling College got off to a 5-1 lead. Blue Jays storm back, score 8 unanswered. They win this one 9-5. The Blue Jays take the season series against Sterling as they win this rubber match. They improve in the standings, and I believe with this win, they are tied with Oklahoma Wesleyan. We're going to get you some of the key performers on this game. Of course, Nathan Arruda, we got to talk about him. Ran into trouble in the 2nd and 3rd innings. 3 home runs were hit by Sterling off of him. 2 were hit by Miguel Velasquez, the first baseman. He was 2 for 3 against him with 3 RBIs. Wesley Galloway also hit a towering shot to right field for a home run for Sterling. However, Nathan went 7 innings, complete game. He struck out 6, walked 3, 4 earned runs. So 4 of the 5 runs scored by Sterling were earned. And in the lineup for the Blue Jays, Christian Stone had himself a good game. He was 2 for 4. He hit his 3rd home run on the season. He had 2 runs batted in. Cameron Pope had a crucial home run back in the 3rd inning. He was 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs, and he also walked. And that home run was crucial, and it was deep to right center field. Ben Van Diest also, he hit the go-ahead 3-run home runs with 2 outs in the 5th inning. He was 2 for 3 in the contest, 4 RBIs, scored a run himself off the home run. Also, Will Clark had a crucial hit back in the 5th inning. He hit a ground ball with 2 outs to keep the inning alive. The Blue Jays win it here in Hillsboro, and the next time that we will be back on the broadcast will be in a couple of weeks on Easter weekend. We will host Friends University, and senior night will be one of those games. As you see Arruda dealing here with some cool replays brought to you by the Control Room and the Sherry Fleming Center of the Arts. And Arruda, really, his breaking ball was working all game. His fastball got hit a couple of times, but he really was dealing when he was able to go to that breaking pitch. And the fastball right there was able to freeze the Warrior hitter. And there's Pope's home run, and he knew it. And again, the wind was blowing out to right center field, and both teams really benefited from that. And that ball was deep to right center field, and that was the home run that brought the Blue Jays to within one, 5-4. As you see, everybody and their mother coming to celebrate with the Blue Jays in that one. And then Van Diest, this one in the 5th inning, and he hits a towering shot to right field, his 2nd home run in as many days, and he extends his Blue Jay leading total on the season to, I believe, 8. And it was just a huge hit right there for the junior. And the Blue Jays would ever take the lead to 7-5. And Christian Stone, this one was in the 6th inning to give the Blue Jays some insurance, and he was able to get that one as you see it rolling. And of course, someone picks the ball up and throws it back in to the field of play, showing off his shot-putting cannon right there. And again, Blue Jays victorious. They extend their record on the season to 29-10 and 18-6 inside of conference. Again, we'll be back. The next games we will broadcast will be on Easter weekends against Friends University.